My name is Evan Harris. I go to the Broadway Greenwood campus, typically the 10:30 service. When we were in college, my wife Brittany and I, when we were in college, we were looking for a church home towards the end of our college years. We landed at Broadway's Melrose campus, enjoyed it, loved Pastor Rick. We joined a growth group, made great friends with them, realized pretty quickly that half the growth group lived in our neighborhood, so it was easy to form relationships, but all of them went to Greenwood. But after multiple visits, we did fall in love with the church and the community and the family there, and we've been there ever since. My girls' best friends are the girls that they're growing up with at Broadway, which is pretty fun. Obviously, some of my best relationships that I have in Bowling Green now are stem all the way back to that first growth group that Brittany and I joined. Currently, the only kind of small group that I maintain through Broadway is my men's group that I was originally invited to by Pastor Wayne, and I've been in that for 4 years now, maybe. And that's the point in my week that I look forward to, and it's a good reset for me in the week. When we go on holiday or have time off, it's such a refreshing time to get back in there with my boys. Yeah, we go on a trip now every January. We call it Manuary, and we go to Gatlinburg, and we do it all. We have time to share. We have time to hike. I serve as a welcome person and greeter and communion and all the stuff on Sunday mornings at Greenwood. I've served on Staff Parish Relations Committee and currently serve on the Finance Committee. I enjoy serving in those roles because I get to see behind the door to how the church operates, how the staff operates, what the staff needs, how it thrives, how it connects different congregation components together and connects people together without us really knowing it. I was lucky enough to be one of the people that interviewed Pastor Wayne because I was on Staff Parish at the time. And one of the things that I wrote down on my notes in that interview, I circled it and underlined it, was Wayne is relatable. And that's something that held true through my entire time with him. He taught me that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to question. It's okay to not understand. He was a living example of showing love to people. He's the one that taught me what grace is, and that grace is sufficient. He and Melinda became family. Wayne was obviously a pastor, but he was a friend and became a brother. I learned a lot from him, and he and Melinda became family members as they were grandparents to my girls on Grandparents' Day, going to the school and eating lunch with them when my family's not in town. There was one Christmas where we didn't have family in town, and Wayne, Melinda, and Wayne's father-in-law came over on Christmas morning and hung out with us. And those are times that I will forever cherish. That was one of the toughest things about losing Megan, is that the writing was on the wall that she was going to be next woman up, that Staff Parish voted on for Megan to be going up for license, went up for motion. I immediately said motion, and Beth Tapscott said second. And we got to send a nice selfie to her, a picture to her later. That was an exciting time. And that was special because we were the two people that got to show the rest of the committee at the time how much we backed her. We live with a lot of loss, and especially at Greenwood, losing 3 staff members in just a couple of years. We always talk about and repeat the words, we can do hard things. And what I've learned the most going through the loss of people, through a pandemic, a natural disaster in our town, is that I never do hard things alone, that we do it as a community, we do it as a congregation. I learned a lot through my men's group that a lot of the times I'm dealing with something, whether it be pressure or struggles just in life in general, there's always somebody that I know that is going through the exact same things with me. So that's what I've appreciated the most over the past few years, is that as I walk the hard times, I'm going through that with other people. When I go through the high times and the praising times, I'm doing that with other people too. There's so many ways to give as a congregation member or as just a community member, and having the fortunate or having the fortune to be a congregation member, but also to have served and serve on committees that see the behind the scenes, the inner workings of the church. It's pretty evident that the time and the talents and the treasures that people give to Broadway only helps Broadway grow. I feel pretty confident in saying that what we give to the church, we get back tenfold. And the church wouldn't be as successful as it is in giving back out to the community if it wasn't from the giving of our congregation.